Hey guys, it's Walt the Realtor with Caldwell Banker, back with another list of the top 5 cool things to do in and around Springfield, Missouri. This time we're looking at the week of August 11th through the 17th in the year of our Lord 2025. If you need a different week, check my YouTube channel to see all my videos, and if you're not already on YouTube, that'll be over at youtube.com/@WaltTheRealtor. And while you're there, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss next week's video. And with that, here we go. Here's a new one for you singles out there. On Tuesday, August 12th, the Backlot, which is the bar and grill at Alamo Draft House, is hosting an event called We Met at Alamo Draft House. This is a speed dating event. If you've ever worked in sales before, this kind of takes the idea of dating and turns it into a sales funnel, which isn't a bad thing. It's basically a way to meet as many people as possible in as short a time frame as possible, and it takes those prospects and it narrows them down to leads, which hopefully turn into appointments, which we call dates, and maybe leads to a sale, which we would call a relationship, which actually makes perfect sense to someone who works in sales. As a matter of fact, speed dating was probably invented by a salesperson, now that I think about it. I've never been because speed dating didn't exist when I was still single, but I've heard it's actually a lot of fun. So this is going to cost you $14, and you need to register in advance. You could go to drafthouse.com and navigate to the Springfield location and then try to hunt down the event there. To be honest with you, though, it's not very user-friendly. The easier path is to go to eventbrite.com and search for the phrase Met at Alamo in Springfield, Missouri, which will take you to the ticketing page. And it looks like they'll be doing this in September and October as well. Our next event, and this is kind of weird because it's also at Alamo Draft House, it's the Full Draw Film Tour. Now, if you're into hunting, specifically bow hunting, then you're going to dig this. It's a stack of films, high production value films, all about bow hunting. Follows hunters on the prowl for bear, elk, bighorn, and moose. And there's also a film about a young man who lost an arm and how he managed to get back to bow hunting through the use of adaptive equipment and basically being hard-headed enough to not want to quit. That last one tugs at my heart a bit because I started my professional life as a recreational therapist, and that's something that my field specialized in, developing adaptive equipment and techniques to help people get back to their passions after an accident, illness, or disability took it away from them. You can get your tickets at fulldrawfilmtour.com, and they'll cost you about $22, all fees included. Next on the list, comedian David Koechner is playing at the Blue Room August 14th, 15th, and 16th. And if his name isn't familiar, I guarantee you'll recognize his face. You know him as Todd Packer from The Office, Champ from Anchorman, and he was also in The 40-Year-Old Virgin, and Snakes on a Plane, Get Smart, Thank You for Smoking, and Final Destination 5, and a bunch of more movies and TV shows that not a lot of people saw. This guy is tier 1, and we don't get a ton of that here in Springfield, so go see him. You can get tickets at blueroomcomedyclub.com, and they'll cost you somewhere between $39 and $44, all fees included depending on where you're sitting, and that's a steal. On August 16th, Roni's Boxing Gym is sponsoring Fight Night at the Relic Event Center. The gym is run by Roni Lewis, a former champion shoot boxer, and if you don't know what that is, you should Google it. It's fascinating stuff. Doors open at 4 p.m. and there's 21 amateur fights on the schedule. There's not a whole lot more to it than that. If you like boxing, then you know exactly what you're in for. General admission tickets are $20 and kids 10 and under are $10. Ringside and VIP tickets are more expensive. The website is ronisboxinggym.com, and you can find the event page on Facebook. But I couldn't find a way to buy tickets online, so I'd give them a call or just show up early with $20 in hand to make sure you get a seat. And finally, on August 16th, Vino Cellars is hosting Murder Among the Mateys. This is a murder mystery dinner theater sort of thing. If you've never been to one of these, they are a lot of fun. Fair warning, before things get started, they might try to recruit you to be a secret cast member, which actually sounds kind of amazing. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. So the cast is the crew of a pirate ship, and guests are encouraged to come in costume if you like. The evening starts off with a murder, and during the course of the evening, you'll get a 4-course dinner and a show that you actually take part in. I mean, you get to try to solve the murder by interacting with the cast members, so it's it's kind of crazy. You can get tickets at shopvinocellars.com. When you get there, just scroll down a little bit until you see August events and click on the Jolly Roger. Tickets are $55 each, but no need to tip. Cast members are getting a cut of the ticket sales already. So I have to say this is by far one of the more interesting lists I've put together. My wife already told me I can't do the speed dating because apparently we're supposed to be exclusive. The other four are all right up my alley, though. If you see yourself going to any of these, drop a comment down below and let me know where you're going. Maybe I'll see you there. And if you see me, be sure to say hi. And don't forget, I don't only do videos like this one. I've also gradually been creating videos to answer the most common real estate questions I hear from my clients. So take a look at my YouTube channel, see if your question's been answered. And if it hasn't, be sure to ask. And if you're thinking about buying or selling a house, or you know someone who's thinking about it, you can reach me by scanning the QR code on your screen. That'll take you to my website, which is walterrealtor.com. All my contact information is there, and of course, I'm always happy to help. And with that, we'll see you next week. Have fun.